Good morning and welcome to day 18 of our second annual WSOP Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and my co hosts this morning are Brian Pinkus, otherwise known as Software, and Dark Angel, otherwise known as Donna Morton. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Sherry, how are you? Hi, Brian.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. All good.
Awesome. Definitely a better start to my day today than yesterday. Hey, Brian.
Hey Sherry, how you doing?
Doing good, thanks. You?
I'm running around like usual, trying to play some poker.
Awesome. Sounds like a fun time to me. Let me just remind some folks that they can find our recordings of our past spaces on my YouTube channel at Sherry Pluskota 9212. And you can find Brian's new vlogs when they come available and the ones he's done already at his YouTube channel at Software Brian. So be reminded of those things. Many thanks to Elevator Results, who is our sponsor. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can help design that plan. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. So tell us, Brian, what are you going to play today?
I think I'm gonna play the 1500. I'm gonna go over there and sign up here in a little bit. I gotta head over probably early 9:15 or so. I gotta get over there and get going. But yeah, so had a pretty good day yesterday too. Got close to the money, but man, brutal.
Well, I
So
was hoping for an update, and I didn't get one until I saw a tweet that you were out, and I was like, "Damn it!"
yeah, sorry.
But good old college
I'm
time.
really trying not to do my phone too much. Like I've been like trying to put it away, and for the most
Well,
part, I'm
good for
been
you. And
pretty good about it, but I
well,
do fail sometimes.
how am I gonna promote you if I don't know what you're doing over there? But
I
whatever,
know.
whatever. I'm here if you want me to be.
I'll try to do better, Sherry.
Listen, I want you to focus on poker first, so don't get it twisted. But
Yeah.
I also want to celebrate you. So, um, whatever that is, okay, bud?
Yeah,
And
appreciate
so,
you.
absolutely. And I saw your new trailer. It looks awesome.
Oh,
Very cool.
thanks.
Looks great. You're doing great work on that.
Yeah, there is a slight chance like I may go, I don't know. I may spend some time. I need to finish that episode, so and
Right,
there isn't a lot of time with playing, so
right,
um
right.
so there is a possibility I might do that instead today, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right. And tell us, who from the Spaces community have you met thus far this trip?
Um met Raja. I met Raja last night for the
Yay.
first time.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was great. And yeah, that's about it.
And Raja has had a great run himself in this event number 34, the $2,500 no limit freeze out. He
Let's
went
go.
he went deep, and he actually went deeper than Kristen Fox and Josh Aria and Nikki Palmer. So if you got some time, I'm going to send you a request, Raja, so you can tell us all about it, because that is fun to
No,
rail.
no offense to Nikki P, but I'm not
Ah,
sure he's. I mean, is he
stop.
on that list? I'm
Stop.
just kidding. I
Uh,
love Nikki P, but
stop.
but Sherry, if you put me on that list, I'm gonna say the same thing too. I'm not saying I'm better than Nikki P or anything like that. Don't get it twisted. But
Listen,
yeah.
I'm just going to say to you that Nikki P is a crowd favorite here in the spaces. And
Oh
so,
yeah, I love the guy. He's great.
and he was very gracious to Donna and I when we got to meet him when we were there in December.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Raja, tell us all about it, Raja. Good morning.
Morning. Yeah, I actually agree. Nikki was actually at my table for most of the day before he busted. So he's a good guy at the table for sure. Jokes around. Obviously says a couple of things here and there about his poker talents, but he kind of does it in fun. So I think he he did a good job. He just got unlucky a couple of times, but you know he had a
Well, and would have made those comments even better is if you would have said, but I had to stack them and I did, and then we
no.
could then we could really poke at him the
No,
next time he comes in spaces.
I don't think me and him got into one pot actually. So yeah, it was
Oh, interesting.
not my fault he was out. So that's for sure.
So tell us about your experience, Raj. Were you getting really lucky? Were you bluffing great bluffs? Tell us how you were getting through that field.
No, I would say yeah. I think it helped that I registered. So I got in one Tuesday night. So Wednesday I had some work to do. So after work I headed out to the Horseshoe, played the $400 turbo at 4 o'clock. And I busted that probably around 6:30 or so. And I was kind of walking around, met Barry, Joe, a couple other people, and I noticed the 2,500 was at dinner break, and I was kind of debating, hey, should I just, because I was going to play two bullets into the 800 deep stack that was yesterday. So I was like, maybe I'll just kind of late reg this 2,500, see if we can kind of get lucky, spin it up. So that's what I did. It worked out. I think it was starting stack 35K, kind of doubled up pretty quick. Ace Queen held against Jacks, and then kind of just went from there, kind of bagged about 300,000. And I would say yesterday early on just went on a real good heater, bluffed a couple of times all in, got that through. A couple of all ins held, hit a set on the river, doubled up there. So quickly went to about 2 million in chips, and probably kind of just coasted there. And kind of when it got down to about 40 or 30, the last hand before the dinner break, I probably played it and probably didn't play it that well, but you learn from it. But anyway, it was a good experience. It was fun. Hated that I lost most of my stack right before the last hand before dinner break. That always sucks. But apart from that, no, it was a good experience.
Awesome. Good for you. Congratulations on cashing that tournament. And what are you going to play today?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I have a flight out at 1 a.m. I've got to get back for Father's Day weekend, so I'm trying to figure out what I can play and still make it to the airport by about 11:45 tonight. I don't know if there's an MGM 440K that starts at 10. It looks like it'll get done, but I don't know. So I think what I'll do is I'll just play the 3 o'clock satellite. It's 240 into 2,000 in tournament chips, because I'll be back in July, and I can, if I get those chips, I can use it for a tournament buy-in when I get back. So that's what I'll probably do.
Well, at the Orleans at 11, there's a $400 mega stack with a 40K guarantee.
The
I'm
problem
not.
is I'm worried with the mega stacks and deep stacks that they're just going to go probably till midnight or something when you have to
Yeah,
saddle.
I wish I knew how long they've been going. Nobody has brought that up at all. At
And,
the
you know,
Nugget, they have an 11 o'clock mystery bounty for 350. Oh, but that's a flight D, so you got to stay away from that.
yeah.
Yeah, you're probably better off doing exactly what you said.
And even if, like the MGM 440K, like let's say I get lucky, make the final table. I bet you final table is probably about 2K, 1K, 2K for, the lower payout. So I'm like, I might as well just do the satellite. I know it's going to be done. If I win, I get 2K. It's about what I would do, even if I, do my best in these other tournaments. So I think I'll
Right, right. And it's fast turnover.
fast turnover. I
Yeah,
know by 9 o'clock at the latest. So
right, right. Well, good luck, Raja. I'm so glad we're getting to a chance to talk this summer. Um, and I'm glad you're coming back in July so we can rally you some more.
yeah, that'll be fun. Definitely play some satellites. Play a couple. I think I'll play the. I think Brian and I were talking the mini main, and then see if I can satellite into the main after that. So
Love it. Exciting stuff coming up. You guys are going to do great. I feel it in my bones. Both you and Brian are off to a good start, and it can only get better, right?
Yep. Hey, you wanted me to go through the win in the Venetian,
Please do.
Sherry?
Please do.
Okay, so today at the Venetian 1110 is the Big O $1,600 buy-in, $250,000 guarantee, $35,000 starting stack, 30-minute levels, and late reg is open there till 5:55. And at the win, we have at 12 o'clock the No Limit Hold'em Bounty, as you mentioned. Oh no, you mentioned the Orleans. Yeah, he doesn't want to go play this because it's that one's actually on day 2. So 2.5 million guarantee in that. So they should be getting into the bounties, I would imagine. On At the win at 2 o'clock is the $3,000 six max, $500,000 guarantee, $30,000 starting stack, 30-minute levels, 6:30 late reg on that today. And then tonight is gonna be, again, days are normal tournaments at the win, nights are usually the turbos. That starts at 6 o'clock. $1,100 buy-in, $100,000 guarantee, 25,000 starting stack with 20-minute levels. Late reg in that is open till 9 p.m. So that's what's going on at the Win in Venetian.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And over at the MGM, the Summer Poker Festival, in collaboration with the Moneymaker Tour, today they have today. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong page. Today is the 14th of June. They have a 10 a.m. $400 no limit grand stack, 30K starting stack, 30-minute blinds, 40K guarantee. At 1 p.m. is a $500 Big O championship, 40K guarantee. At 6 p.m. is the $240 no limit double green chip bounty, has a guarantee of 10K. Over at the Aria today is their big $1,100 no limit. Starts at 11 o'clock and it is a 250K guarantee, 30K starting stack. Over at the Orleans, we have a mega stack, no limit mega stack that starts at 11, 40K guarantee, $400 buy-in. 1,600 hours at the Orleans is a no limit 1K milestone bankroll builder, $120 buy-in. At 1,800 hours at the Orleans is a super stack 20K guarantee no limit tournament, $200 buy-in with a 20K guarantee. Over at the Nugget at 11 o'clock is a mystery bounty no limit, 300K guarantee. This is Flight D, $350 buy-in. At 1 p.m. at the Nugget is the mixed PLO 8, Omaha 8, Big O, 15K guarantee, $340 buy-in. At 4 p.m. at the Nugget is the mystery bounty, 300K guarantee. That would be Flight E, $350 buy-in. At 7 p.m. is the Turbo Mystery Bounty, 300 guarantee. That would be another flight of the same tournament, $350 buy-in. So that's what's going on around town. And we will get to the WSOP as soon as I pull it up.
Hey, Sherry, let me ask you while you're doing
Yep.
that. Can you hear me okay or no?
Yes. Yep. I hear you
Oh,
perfect.
all right. You're never gonna believe it, Sherry.
What?
What you done
I
right?
I went with the old school air whatever, not air. They're wired like $10 Apple. They're Apple though, but so okay, but
It's working
like
perfect.
I'm sitting here with these like $200-$400 headphones
That work like shit.
that work like shit with a $1,300 phone.
And the $9.99 earbuds are working perfectly.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to day 18.
Don't
The
change
breaks
it
were
for God's sake.
Don't change it.
day
Don't
Well,
18.
lose it. Don't
don't
lose it.
lose these things.
Don't
You
lose it.
know me. Donna knows me, obviously, very well.
Day 18, the bracelet events are as follows at the WSOP. 10 a.m. is the $1,500 no limit monster stack flight A. Hopefully, Brian's going to do that one because I would love to rail him on that. 11 a.m. is the $800 no limit deep stack day 2. 12 p.m. is the $2,500 no limit freeze out day 3. At 12 p.m. is the 50K no limit high roller day 1. Maybe Brian should play that one. 1 p.m. is the $1,500 horse day 3. 1 p.m. is the 10K Big O day 2. 2 p.m. is the $1,500 Raz day 1 that Brian and I were supposed to be playing in this year, and neither of us have played one hand of Raz since last year. Day 18 non-bracelet events are as follows at the WSOP. 1 p.m. is the $250 no limit poker news deep stack. 3 p.m. is a $240 no limit landmark for 2K and chips. 4 p.m. is the $400 no limit deep stack turbo. 7 p.m. is the $1,100 seven card stud landmark. 8 p.m. is the $200 no limit deep stack turbo. And 10 p.m. is the $135 landmark for 1K in chips. So there you go, folks. Thank you. Brian, should we get on to the winners? Uh-oh, turn that microphone on.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Let's get on to the review of the tournaments that were taking place. Event number 28 was the $1,500 freeze out, and Evan Benton won $214,000 for taking home first place. Bala Christian of I'm sorry, I forgot where he was from, but anyway, he was heads up with Evan, and he took home second place or 274,000 in chips. In that tournament, Ebony Kenny finished 16th place for 19K. Any comments?
Yeah, where did our friend Raja finish in that one, Sherry?
Raja played the $2,500 no limit event
Yeah,
34.
isn't that what you said?
No,
Which one are you looking
that
at?
was the $1,500 number 28. The $1,500
Oh,
freeze out.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, we had two freeze outs
Yep.
going on.
Yep.
Who would have thought two freeze outs at the World Series of Poker?
Love it. Event number 29 was the deuce to seven triple draw. 1.3 million in prize pool money, 149 entries, and the great Phil Ivey took home the gold and 347,000, his 11th bracelet. And he's been tied for second place with Chan, Seidel, and Brunson with 10 bracelets. So now he takes over second place behind the great Phil Hellmuth as far as most bracelets.
And I think it puts a little more pressure on Negreanu. It's been quite a few years.
Yeah, I agree. And Danny Wong came in second place in that tournament for 225K. John Mercier came in third for 151K. And Donna's favorite, Benny Glazer, came in third place for 104K.
Well
And
done,
I had
Benny.
half of Alan Kessler at 10th place for 28K.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding. I wish.
Well, I did. Well, it's funny you said that.
I almost sent him money before the tournament.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Kills me.
I went on to my poker staking yesterday to see. I forget you get busy and you just forget what you're doing on there sometimes. And I was like, let me go see if any of my horses are doing anything or whatever. And lo and behold, I have a piece of Alan, and he's put together a mixed package. And I have a little piece of that. So whatever he did yesterday,
That's good.
I probably won $2. But anyway, it's still fun, right? Let's move on to event number 30, which is the $600 mixed no limit pot limit deep stack. It was 1.3 million prize pool. There were 3,351 entries, and taking home the gold, and 207K was Alan Bakoff, I think, or Bakovich. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Bakovich, maybe. It's Bakovic was the winner, and Brian Keith Etheridge took home 138,000 for his second place finish. Any comments?
I'm sorry, I missed which one are you going over right now?
Number 30, Mick.
Number 30.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it here. Yeah. Crazy. That one's a pretty good event because you're, mixed. It's no limit hold'em, pot limit hold'em. So if you're would be buried like I would be, you're not in PLO, gives you a chance to play some PLO, but like not be totally buried by it.
Right,
So,
right.
but yeah, but Sherry, getting any more than 2 cards is plenty for me. So I'm just sticking with that.
Brian, I would love to watch you play Omaha with 4 cards just because.
I gotta tell you, Sherry, this is so funny. On a side note, you reminded me of when Melanie was watching me play one time, and the guy went and bought earplugs because I would not shut up. So this guy yesterday, he's in a hand, and he's like, "When you're not in a hand, can you just shut up?" And I was like, "Oh no, you did not just make that mistake. Like,
I
ask me
know, but I can talk.
nicely, like."
I can talk twice as fast now that you want me to.
Yeah, ask me nicely. Don't ask like that because there was no way I was shutting my mouth. He did have the pro move, and he put on his quote unquote noise canceling headphones, but those are not tested against me. So I'm pretty sure he heard the rest
I
of
love that. Oh,
the
shoot.
rest of the
I love that
banter.
so much. I love it. I love it. There's nothing I love more than somebody, smarting off to me. You just motivate me, as did this guy with Brian yesterday. That's hilarious. Let's move on to event number 31, Brian. Event number 31, the 3K No Limit tournament had 3.2 million in prize pool money with 1,230 entries, and Nicholas Stewart took home the gold and 516,000 in good old American dollars. And Konstantin Holsiki of the Ukraine came in second for 344K. Any comments?
Yeah, lots of new names in that. But going back through, you missed Maria Ho in 30th for 15K, and Kenny
Awesome.
Hallert in 32 and 32nd for 15,000 as well. But that's the thing I was noticing about this field though, like Joseph Chong back there in 43rd, Alex Foxen, what a beast. You said that he cashed in something else yesterday too, right? Didn't you
Um,
just
No,
Oh,
I was
maybe
talking about
Alan.
Kristen, his wife.
Oh, okay. So Alex Foxen cashed for almost 10,000 in that, and then Joe McKeon back there in 53rd. So, but amongst the top, like, right, I get to, and pardon me if half of these people are like well-known people, but I haven't heard of anyone until maybe 25th place here with Matthew Perry, um but yeah, like
I
you're
love
into
the
the
fact
20s
that
or
they're
30s.
I love the fact that they're new names that we're not familiar with. And guess what? Now we're going to get familiar with them.
Well, and for a 3K, I mean that's pretty good. The thing is, Jerry, like you play the now they have the 400s and 300s and 800s and thousands. And before, like 1500, I would say was kind of like that barrier
Right,
between
right,
like the higher ish stuff. So like if you went over 1500, then you would be playing, with a much tougher field, let's just say.
right. Because
So
that
now,
1,500, the
now, now
next threshold was 5K.
Well, there was like 2500s.
Yeah, not many though.
But
Not many.
no, but the 2500s, like anytime I played a 2500, yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting down with like everybody's like Negreanu or Phil
Right.
Hellmuth, but like it's a tough table. I know like several of the people, and the rest of the people are crazy aggro Euros, like the guy yesterday who I friggin' caught twice, and only one time did I get the win. But
Are
yeah,
you a
I'm
little
gonna settle
salty
down,
about that, sir?
take my yeah. I mean, when the guy jams for 60K, like 2x pot on the turn with a gut shot,
Ugh.
and you gotta you call off knowing it's good, and he hits his gut shot
Ugh.
on the
So
river.
sick.
He not only hit a gut shot, Sherry, I had a flush draw. I had a pair and a flush draw. So he could only hit 3 cards.
Oh,
He had three
so
cards,
sick.
3
Poker
outs.
sucks
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, we're moving on to number
But
32. Number
yeah,
32 is
let's
a
go.
$1,500 7-card stud. There was a 542K prize pool, 406 entries. And taking home the gold was Richard Ashby of the UK for 113K. Adam Owen of the UK took home second place in 75K. And Michael Norrie of the United States came in third for 51K. So, congratulations to them. Any comments?
Yeah, yeah, OS. I always forget how to say his name. OS Ahmed. I think he has a nickname. If anybody knows what it is, let me know. I can't remember. Uh, Back there in 17th place for just over 4K. David Singer, just behind him in 18th place, and Frankie Odell down there in 29th place. And then Sherry, we skipped over our guy, our two of our guys here. Uh, in I'll go in 33rd place, Miami John Sanudo,
Go,
and then
John, go.
for 3K for another
Go,
cash there.
John.
And then Ari Angle in 35th for 32, just under 3,000
Awesome.
as well. But man, last night I was thinking, I was like, man, if John can get a bracelet, like if he got a bracelet this year, I don't know, I'd make it pretty tough. I think it's kind of like that argument with Rast last year, which I think, again, my
Yeah.
opinion, Savage before everybody, but because it's been put off too long. But yeah, I really want John in there, and he's been having a good series. Like, you keep seeing him
I'm going
pop
to tell
up,
you something.
you know.
I don't know how he's been denied so long. I don't know how come Matt Savage has been denied so long, but they can take 2 inductees this year, and nothing would make me happier than those being the 2 inductees.
That we would throw a
We
party,
would celebrate.
Sherry. When you get here, we would definitely throw a party. I also want to mention, and I don't think he's on Twitter anymore because I haven't seen him. He was my favorite Twitter follow, Brandon Shack Harris, for 25K in 5th place. That guy was the best guy on Twitter ever. I
I don't
loved
think I
him.
ever followed him. He doesn't sound familiar.
He was great. He was
Oh, I
great.
hate that he left Twitter. If he was a good Twitter
Yeah.
person to follow.
I haven't seen him in a long time, and I was like an Uber fan.
Well,
So
that's also very sweet of you. All right, we're going to move on to number 33.
Hang on a minute. All I've got to say is, let's go, UK. Let's go. Let's go, UK. Let's go. The UK coming.
All right.
pipe down
All
over there. We'll
right.
be
The
throwing
British are
tea in the
coming.
harbor.
The
No,
British are coming.
we'll be. I'm gonna go buy some tea and dump it into the bathtub in the hotel room here,
You
just to
should have the Vegas
protest.
Tea Party. You should have sent it to the Bellagio fountain.
Yep, yep. Yep, that's
Oh,
exactly
shit,
it.
that's hilarious. All right, let's move on to event number 33, which was the $600 pot limit Omaha. There's 1.2 million in the prize pool, 2,402 entries. Alex Mazzano took home first place of 161K. Robert Gill took home second with 401K, and Kelly Kim took home 78,000. Any comments?
Yeah, all kind of newer players, obviously with a lower. I mean, that let's just say this. I say this, and maybe I'm skipping over somebody, but this isn't like your stacked field deal there. So six hundred. So I'm like back to 75th place and really don't recognize any names. So good to get some new fresh blood up
Right.
top, and
An exciting
so
experience for those winners. That's awesome.
I mean, for Alex, that's his first bracelet, 19 cashes, and 263,000 in earnings for World Series of Poker. Most of them here, and then two of them he's had at international events. So congratulations.
Congratulations to Alex and all the winners. Event number 34 was the $2,500 no limit freeze out, 2.8 million in the prize pool. There were 1,267 entries. There are 13 left. First place is guaranteed 439K. Everybody that's left, which are 13, are all guaranteed 23K at this point. This was the tournament that Raja went deep in, so congrats to him. Our chip leader is Antonio Galalena, maybe, of Spain. He has 8.9 million. Patrick Leonard of the UK, Don't Tell Donna, has 5 million. A
Let's
notable
go, Pats. Let's go.
uh, a notable in 10th place would be Jeremy Asmus of the US, and he has 1.6 million. Any comments there?
Yeah, Mark Newhouse did not finish in ninth place. He finished in 33rd. I don't know if you remember. Mark is the guy. He made the main event final table and came in ninth place. And then the next year,
Did the same.
I think at the beginning of the tournament, he said not coming in ninth place
Yeah, he did back to back, right?
and back to back ninth place. Like, how do you do that
Look,
happen?
I'll take
Okay,
ninth
anyway,
place back to back. I would.
so he came in 33rd for almost 13,000. Maurice Hopkins for just over 15,000 in 24th. And another one of my favorite Twitter follows is Farah Galfond in 15th in 22nd for
Nice.
15,000. So yeah, I don't know if you follow her, but she's a great follow too. She's funny.
She is funny,
But
except during the Rona. I just had to unfollow her. 'Cause
well, when
she was
she
just annoying
yeah,
with her post. I'm like, okay, I don't care what you post about, tweet about, whatever. But when you become annoying, I just have to shut you out. I just don't want to hear the noise, honestly. I just don't want to hear the noise. So maybe I need to refollow her now that.
well, I wanted to ask her like a serious question, and I didn't want her to take it as a troll. Like I may have sent it to her to see, but I never got an answer, and probably because she thinks I'm a troll. But when she was talking back, she was like, I think she was like one of the people that was like really pro Britney Spears, like release her from the conservatorship. And like I kind of felt that way a little bit too. It looked like she probably should be at the time, but now she's unfortunately really slid backwards, and I feel kind of bad. Like, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, if you see that happening, do you come out and like she spoke pretty loudly about it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Right,
trying to be a
right.
jerk here about it, but it's like, what do you do? Like, anyway, so That's that's something pretty sad. But anyway, all right, go
Yeah,
ahead,
the whole
Sherry.
Britney
On
thing
to event.
is very sad. Event number 35, which is the $1,500 horse, 1.1 million in prize pool money, 835 entries. There are 23 left. 193K for first place is waiting. They're all guaranteed $7,401 at this point in time. Excuse me. Our chip leader is Brian Jolly of the U.S., and he has 3 million in chips. And I'm just going to spell this gentleman's name. I'm assuming it's a gentleman because there's no way I'm saying this one. It is XIXIANG. LUO of China has 1.4 million in chips and is second in chip stack sizes. Any comments?
Yeah, for sure. I see here back here in 48th place, Barry
Whoop,
Levy
whoop.
for $4,056. So apparently, they even allow pirates to play the World Series of Poker. And Jake Schwartz there in 57th is not the Jake Schwartz that gets the wrath for allegedly cheating. And I air quoted that. 69th place, David Bach is a beast. Always a lot of caches. David, he has 72 World Series of Poker caches, 3.6 million, and 3 bracelets. So he's like just always in it. So yeah, that's how that one's
All
shaping up.
right, go Barry, go. That's awesome. Event number 36 is the $800 no limit deep stack, 3 million in prize pool money, 4,278 entries, 259 are left. I'm trying to add Avi. First prize is going to be 342K. Second will be 228K with a min cash of $1,601 if you finish 642nd. Our chip leader is Joseph Codin of the US. He has 3.2 million. GJ How or Who has 3 million, and Martin Zarmani has 2.1 million. Some notables will be Chris Brewer at 11th with 1.5 million, and our friend Ari Engel in 46th place as far as chip stacks.
Let's
He has
go.
995K. So, any comments?
Yeah, Ari is tough. Yeah, I mean the guy just grinds and grinds, and uh, I I basically, Sherry, if I walk to the table and Ari's on my left, I just like turn in my chips to the dealer and head for the parking lot because that guy's really good. Michael Wang also got to mention him, 77th place, finished I think second in the kickoff. So he's having a good year there.
And
And
you know the one thing about Ari that every time I hear his name, practically, I'm reminded of something he said during our interview, and that was that he always stays within his wheelhouse of tournament buy-in levels. Like he does it, like he's like, I do well in these tournament levels, so
yeah,
why change it? He's like, I don't need to go
why,
play
right,
something at 25K. I have nothing to prove. I'm winning here. Why would I change that? And more people need to get that attitude because maybe they wouldn't go so broke so quick after a big bink. Because the tendency is, oh, I just won this tournament, so instead of playing my normal $1,000 buy-ins, I'm gonna go play this 25K buy-in,
right,
right? And
right.
so his words ring very true to me, and I think are very wise words. So
He's also the only person that I know that for surely is been profitable over the long haul. In as far as I know, I don't know that he plays hardly any cash. So he's just a tournament grinder, and so much so that, like, as you know, he said in our interview as well, he doesn't even have a
Right.
house. He doesn't rent a
He's a
place. He
sofa
just
surfer.
travels around and plays. And to do that, he comes in and he plays the events that he can win, and not and stays away from, the other thing too is it's not just like, so let's say he goes and plays an 800 and he cashes for 25K, and now he's going to go play the 25K, and now what, like his whole summer depends on the 25K, like
It
that's
doesn't make sense.
that's not a winning
All right, you could
recipe.
play $800 tournaments, and and get a few cashes, and guess what? All of a sudden, you're a winning poker player, as far as Art Engel is
Yeah,
concerned. Excuse me. I love that guy. He's very impressive on the poker table, but more so as a man. So,
it's hard to even describe how good he is, honestly. He may be the best no limit hold'em player I've played against. Um, just able to put pressure where it's hard for you to defend
right,
against. It'd be interesting. Not that I want to do it again, Sherry, because it was painful. He sat on my left for like an entire day of the main event, and I like ended up just like grinding. Like it
right,
was just so
right,
miserable.
right.
It was
You had
miserable.
to stay on your toes for sure. Well, let's finish off this
Yeah.
event number 37 so we can get on to some other stuff. Event number 37 was the big 10K Big O tournament. It had 2.7 million in prize pool money, 308 entries, 120 are left. No payouts were available when I was researching this morning. Wing Pao Lu has 583K in chips, so he is our chip leader. Dylan Wiseman has 447K. Some notables: Matt Glantz, Freddie Deebs are still in it to win it. Any comments?
Um, yeah, I didn't look at this one too much. Um, but Dylan Wiseman, he's been having a pretty good year. I can't remember. He won a bracelet, right? I
Um,
think. Pretty sure he won a bracelet. Anyway, Freddie Deep back there in 20th place. And yeah, so they're gonna roll along. I gotta mention though, Sherry, Adam Friedman in 32nd place. Poor guy. I feel bad. We teased him so bad, and I would totally be him, Sherry. He like busted on. He's the guy like 2007, let's say. He busted in the main, and he like was crying, and I played so good. He's like on day 6 or
right.
something. And we gave the poor guy such a hard time.
And he
Like,
was so passionate
like,
about what he was doing, right? And so brokenhearted.
yeah.
And,
And
and it goes back to that men, real men don't cry. Well, I'm sorry, but they do. And it's okay. And he was passionate about what he's doing. No shame in that game.
well, when I win my bracelet, I will definitely be crying. So, like, that's just it. Anyway, in 31st place also is Mike the Mouth, and in 37th is Chad Evsledge. So,
Love it.
yeah,
A lot of great stuff going
lot
on.
of
All right,
great
Avi,
stuff.
thank you
Yeah.
for being so patient. Good morning, Avi. Give us your comments or questions or whatever, bud.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Oh, I just wanted to offer, if you need help pronouncing a name, I'll fuck up anyone's name. So
Don't
so
I
I
do
think
enough
it's
of that shit?
Zhizheng Liu is my guess. For the one in the number 35, I think it was number
Yeah,
34.
I'm gonna tell you, I was worried about saying it because I was kept having this mental block that I'm gonna say shit, Zhang Zhu. It was gonna come out shit instead of zing zang. Oh yeah, it was a nightmare name for me for sure.
But
I
especially if
appreciate
there's a
that.
Germanic name, like I can nail the one that okay, Daniel Galliana and Zhizheng Liu were the two one. Yeah, but with my linguistics background, I could probably be close, approximate.
All right. So that means you have to be here at 9:00 a.m. every day.
You're hired.
And you are going to pronounce all of the names for me.
You're in.
You're in. You're in. You're so in. Let me give the Hall of Fame inductees fun facts of the day. In 2017, Phil Ivey, the Tiger Woods of poker, has 10 bracelets and one WPT title. And he is said to be the best poker player in the world by everyone but Phil Hellmuth, of course. In 2017, we had another inductee, David. I think, here we go. Avi, you got a pencil and paper? I think it's David Ulliott. It's Ulliott.
Elliot.
Ulliott. Yeah, David. Yeah, I knew Donna was going to get that.
What's his nickname again?
David Ulliott, which is, of course, he is nicknamed Devilfish.
There it is.
This Hall of Famer had a checkered past. He was part of a safe cracking team. He committed insurance fraud, armed robbery,
What?
to name a few
didn't know.
things that he allegedly did. Which I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that either. But I guess he had quite a sordid past, allegedly. But he did have an arrest or two. So anyway, some interesting facts about some of our Hall of Fame inductees. And of course, Phil Ivey just won his 11th bracelet. So since I typed this up the other day, he won a bracelet. So I think that's a Spaces Run Good, right?
Yeah, and Phil Ivey's other nickname, as you I'm sure know, is No Home Jerome, because he used to use a fake ID card to play poker in Atlantic City.
Yep.
So
Yep, I did read that
using
as well.
the name Jerome.
I just want to remind everybody that Brad Nesser is going to be our guest today at 4:30 for an interview. 4:30 Pacific time. We will be joined by Brad Nesser, and hopefully he can give us some tips how to win one of those amazing packages, main event seats or whatever online. So looking forward to getting to know Brad, who hangs out with us here in Spaces, a little bit better. Now, I want to talk about, let's look at the player of the year. We haven't really gone over that very much other than mentioning it because software has a little axe to grind about the points.
Yeah, I mean it's basically it's not the player of the year, it's the Daniel and Friends of the Year award.
All right. That
basically
is Brian's take on it. But I'm going to read out the top 10 names that are on the player of the list as we speak now. Of course, this is going to evolve every day, but I thought it'd be a good starting point for us to continue the discussion and follow along with the race. So, in first place is Nick Schulman with 1,890 points. Second place is Phil Ivey with 1,755 points. Third place is Sean Troha with 1,646 points. Scott Severs in fourth place with 1,605 points. Malcolm Trainer in fifth place with 1,530 points. Robert Mizurakis in sixth with 1,479 points. Nicholas Stewart, he just won a bracelet yesterday, is in seventh place with 1,470 points. John Raisnier is in eighth place with 1,463 points. Daria Samuel is in ninth with 1,444. Evan Sandberg is in 10th with 1,435. Sean Deeb is in 11th with 1,347. And Bryce Yaki is in 12th with 1,320. And believe me, there's lots of names on that list, and it's going to change every day. Any other comments on that subject?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm done with player of the year.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
No, you know what you're going to do? You're going to go and play that $1,500 tournament today, and you're going to take it down so you get 2,000 points for it.
2,000, and then they're going to have $1 million buy-in that
Yeah, right.
at the end. At the end.
I hear you. I do want to remind everybody that there are some events that don't count toward Player of the Year. The casino employee event did not. The seniors and the super seniors do not count. The seniors high roller does not count. The ladies event does not count. And the tag team event does not count toward Player of the Year points. Just an FYI.
I just don't like, you come in here and you look at this list of people and it's like everybody I mean, Player of the Year, one of the things that I really enjoyed about it was, like, remember, like, Jeff Madsen, the year he won? He came out, he won 2 bracelets, never knew the guy before the World Series. And then he's like, boom, he's in there,
Right.
Um, but look at this list. We've got Nick Schulman, we've got Phil Ivey, Sean Troa, which you may not have heard of, but he has three bracelets, 2 rings, and 2.5 million in cashes. Scott Seaver, uh, Malcolm Trainer, again over 1 million in cashes, only 1 bracelet. I'm sure from this year to be up that high. Let's
Right.
see. Yeah, from this year he won the Mystery
Right.
Millions. So that's kind of good. At least he won a big field event. Then we've got Robert Mizrachi, Nicholas Seward, John Racner, Darius Samaral, and and Evan Sandberg in 10th, and then Sean Deep in 11th.
I
So,
just
like,
read those
almost.
names out, right?
No, I know, but I'm just like running through the list again, just kind of saying. I mean, yeah, of course, but my like ADD sets in too, Sherry. So we have that.
I love you so much. But
It,
I agree.
it
It's
it's
just the
not
big
it's not
names.
it's not game day, Sherry. I don't think. I think we got our 4:30 space. I'm gonna talk with Brad at 4:30. That would be much more fun than playing Save My Bullet for tomorrow, like my
Oh,
original
perfect.
plan,
Okay. All right.
and be there. So
All right.
anyway, but my point is on this, Sherry, everybody on this list you pretty much know. And I think that that's wrong because um, the people that are playing the lower buy-ins have to make it through thousands of players, and they're not getting enough points for that. And maybe the thing is that like the online, that you can only have so many points from these
Yeah.
super high
Yep.
buy-in
Yep.
events,
I think that maybe it should be like there's you can have two of this, one of those. I don't know, but there has to be some kind of formula that's better than what we're doing.
I mean, and I think it would be reasonable, right? So, like, let's say I want to go for Player of the Year, and I'm somebody that's coming to Vegas with a bankroll of only a few $1,000s. Okay, so I go and I'm playing all these 300s and 400s and 600s, and I bink one, right? So now I won, you know, 300, $400,000. Well, you know, now I can take one from a 2,500 or a 5,000. I could go play one of those and take my shot to see if I can get some points on the board for Player of the Year, because I just had a $200,000 cash. So that's not unreasonable,
Right.
right? Like, you shouldn't make that person try to step up into 25K. That's why realistically it should be like 10,000 or under. Because here's the other thing about that, right? If you Anybody that bakes a bracelet that doesn't have to get back home is gonna play the main event.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
So
Yep. Yep. Yep.
so right
Yep.
there, you've got a natural qualifier with that, one event over, you know, 5,000 or something like that. Um, so that's what they probably should do, is just limit those high buy-in events to one kind of thing. Like, you think that it's fair, like somebody picks out, 2 events with 300 people and final tables them, and now they're going to win Player of the Year? That's not right,
Yeah. There's so
you
many
know.
different ways to look at it, right? Like There
Yeah.
is. There's so many different ways to look at it. And honestly, I think we're edging toward a solution, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, I don't think we're there
Yeah, I
yet.
don't think we're there yet. And I don't fault anyone because, they're trying to figure it out on our behalf, and I appreciate that, and I want that, and hopefully we'll get to that, and it will come to fruition, so that it pleases everyone, not just a certain select few, right?
Yeah, and the thing is that the thing is that the people winning player of the year, like, that's part of it. Okay, so like it being an exclusive club of a few people that can win player of the year, that's obviously part of my disagreement with it. That's probably, let's say, 60% of it. But the other 40% is that I just fundamentally believe that they should not have like a private kind of version of the World Series that Negreanu and Phil Hellmuth and everybody else can go hide out in. Which, by the way, I did see Phil Hellmuth in the $800 deep stack. So that's great, because I think that all of them should be in those events, and they shouldn't have their private. There was one year where like none of them were playing any of the small buy-in events, and I will say that most of the time I've seen Phil, he plays all, like, a lot of years. He plays a lot of different lower buy-in, no limit hold'em events, and that's the thing. Like, you come to Vegas for your first time, you want to play. You're playing a low buy-in event. You want to at least like Phil Hellmuth to be in the field.
Well, and I
Like,
think we touched
so,
on a person that is a great example of why changes still need to be made. Ari Engel. You just yourself
yeah,
said you think he's probably the best player out there, no limit player out there. And yet he's probably not going to, unless he does decide, he may. I don't remember like how often he plays like a 10K or 25K or whatever. But, and he's May this year. I don't know. But he's a prime example of somebody that would definitely, through his poker accomplishments, should be in the running for play of the year. And, he probably won't be unless he does something crazy with buy-ins. Um, because what he is playing
right,
and is successful at is not going to get him a lot of points toward that goal. And
right.
I think that's a prime example. And to me, as you were talking, I was sitting here thinking, it's called Player of the Year, but really it's Player of the WSOP. It's not Player of the Year,
Yeah.
it's Player of the WSOP. And, you know,
Well, yeah,
and
right.
I think we need to remind people of that as well, as that it's your results at the WSOP that they're counting, and that's it. And I think that's a good reminder for everyone. So go ahead, Avi.
Yeah, I stopped following in 2006, but does the winner of Player of the Year still get a free Toyota Tacoma with that?
No, but they do get a main event seat next year.
Oh, that's sweet. But the Tacoma.
Yeah, the Tacoma. How could we not want that?
I don't know. I think I'd rather have the main event seat than the 1996 or 2006 Tacoma.
I want a Ferrari like Luke.
He's got a Lamborghini.
Well, a Lamborghini then.
Lamborghini.
I'll take that Lamborghini instead.
Right. Hey, Fats, what you got for us this morning? Good morning.
Isn't it the WSOP Player of the Year?
Yes, yeah,
So
Yeah.
it is.
it is what you're saying it should be.
Well, but what I meant is that we just say Player of the Year, Player of the Year, Player of the Year, but we need to remind everybody that it is the WSOP Player of the Year.
Well, I didn't. Well, okay, I didn't need reminding because that's what it is.
Bats wasn't confused
Well,
by you,
well,
Sherry.
and I wasn't confused by me either, but there are some listeners that may have never been to the WSOP or are just getting into poker. So we want to have their back as well.
Yeah,
So good morning, Isaac.
relax, Sherry. We know what you're up to, Sherry.
Oh
You're
yeah, that's me.
creating false narratives, Sherry.
All right, Fats, don't make me boot you for stupidity this morning. How are you, Isaac?
I'm good, yo. Good morning, everybody. Yo, did y'all already
Good
talk about
morning.
Ivy's 11?
We
Nope,
did.
haven't talked about
We
it.
did a little bit, but not like anything major.
Isaac, we cannot talk about Phil Ivy's 11th
I mean,
enough.
just the bucket energy was powerful for me because I wear bucket hats. So I
Oh,
just thought that had to be expressed. But beyond that, though, player of the year, funny, is it like a WPT player of the year and a WSOP player of the year or just WSOP?
no, this is just the WSOP Player of the Year that we're talking about.
Now that there's Paradise in December, does that count towards Player of the Year, or it's just like you were saying, just the WSOP season in Vegas,
No, just
May
the
to
summer.
July?
Just the
Okay,
summer. Just the
okay,
summer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Should be interesting, right? There's been some very interesting developments in this one. What did I see yesterday? In one of the dailies, this one Asian player, I'm trying to remember his name. Apparently, when somebody went all in, right, he won. But as the dealer was counting the chips,
Oh,
one
yeah,
of the
Min.
players that lost pulled his chips back in.
Yeah, we discussed that the last couple of days. Min was the player in question, and he has been known in the past to pull some shady stuff angles at the
Spicy,
table, allegedly.
spicy.
But we did talk about that.
Well, also allegedly blatant cheating.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's that. But in there was a tweet that let me see if I can get it here. Yeah, I got it right here. Um, Salzburg posted from back in 2018, where it says Steve Sung raises from the cutoff to 75,000, and Men Win calls from the big blind. The flop comes down Jack Jack 8, and Win checks. Sung bets 100,000. Nguyen, Min the master, raises to 215,000, and Sung calls after using a time extension chip. The turn is a 6 of hearts. Win bets 225,000, and Sung uses another time extension chip before he raises all in for 435,000. Win calls, dropping in two $100,000 blue chips, and Sung tables ace jack for trip jacks. However, the two chips Win had just called with are now back in his hand. You called, said Sung. That's why I turned over my hand. I know do nothing, says Win. Hang on, sorry. Yeah,
That's gonna be my new line this summer.
I know do nothing. Sung says, uh, Mensky, you really trying this on me right now? Asks Sung. Um, um, After, we've known each other a long time, don't pull this shit on me. I do nothing, yells Win. I bet 1,000. Um, by this point, tournament staff is aware of the situation and are checking the cameras. If you wrong, you apologize, says Win to Sung. Fine, you apologize if you're wrong, says Sung to Win. About 90 seconds later, Win is informed that he did in fact drop the chips to call. You're wrong, says peeved Win as he's told to turn his hand over. Are you live? Asks Sung. I'm live, shouts Win. Um, The river is a 6 of spades, safe for Sung to double up to 1.5 million or 50 big blinds. Men win with 2.2 or 73 big blinds at the time. So that's back from 2018.
Yeah, he's definitely known
Um,
as an angler at the table, for sure.
and not just that, there's been rumors of him being caught with chips, tournament chips in his room. There was like his roommate was like cooking in the hotel room or something supposedly, and there was a small fire, and when security got there, there's this story that they found a bunch of tournament chips in the room. He denies that. I asked him about it. He denies it. I don't necessarily believe him, but he's certainly free to deny that. But everything's I do nothing, right? Like
Yeah, or
this
I
is
don't
all,
understand English. Let's move on to Fats.
or I don't
Yeah,
understand.
Fats had his hand up first. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, go Fats.
Two things. Number one, on the men thing, I did see the video finally that was posted, and despite him doing what he did, the dealer, the player that was involved is totally off the table, running around high-fiving people,
Which he
not
should have
paying
been
attention.
watching the pot.
The floor person's right there supervising it, and the dealer's supposedly counting it down. So, I mean, there's a lot of people at fault for how he was able to get away with that.
Well, of course. And number one person at fault was the dealer. And you can find that video that Fats is talking about. I posted on my Twitter feed a couple of days ago. The dealer definitely made mistakes, and the responsibility, lies with the dealer first. But
No, the
but
players
the
is responsible.
time out. The dealer is responsible for what's going on at that table first and foremost in that pot. The player should have had his ass in his seat watching what was going on at the table and the pot. Not after it's all over with, then all of a sudden decide to tune into what's going on with the pot. The player should have been, definitely tuned into what was going on with his pot. So, Avi, go ahead, bud.
Wait, I had one other thing there.
Oh, go ahead.
The other thing was you were talking about, WSOP Player of the Year and then WPT Player of the Year, and you left out a category. In a couple of weeks, we're going to crown the Spaces Player of the Year in our league. So don't leave that out. That's the most prestigious of all the awards.
All right. Now, I think what's even more prestigious is whoever is going to win the Spaces Poker Fantasy League, but I'm a little biased. Go ahead, Avi.
Yeah, that was a random draw. That's we won a lottery ticket. Come on.
Come on, Fats. Leave it alone. Go ahead, Avi.
Yeah, a couple other parts of I didn't realize this, but my brother was going out with this dealer for a long time. She's cousins with David Pham. And so I didn't realize how close they were to that guy. That I've met a bunch of people close to them. But so for that hand, yeah, I totally agree. But kind of one further point, not only was he away from the table, not only, did he ask about the chips, if you don't report it before the next hand, what can they really do? So I've heard people try to blame everyone, but yeah, I just you're responsible for your own chips in this poker tournament. You can't. And the last thing is not only was he away from the table, but he was away high-fiving multiple people and saying, I knew it. I knew they both had ace king and got that jack five right there. Jack the five's coming. He's just bro, you're asking to get scummed. And then you're like, hey, I got scummed.
Yeah, but
there's
I
no
want
such
that guy
thing as
in the
asking to
game.
get scummed. And yeah, I completely
I want that
disagree.
guy.
The player did nothing wrong. And, I'm even going to go to the article that poker.org just interviewed him. And he said, he goes, the other thing is I spent a minute and a half begging and shouting for the floor to please come back to the table. I did go and high-five my rail and did a leg kick out of excitement. Knowing I had 7 outs and knowing about to What you don't see is I knew immediately that my stack was short. It was 10.5 million that the dealer pushed to me, and not another second went by, not another hand, nothing. The only thing that was said was congratulations, final 27 redraw. And I said, whoa, hold up, Paul, which is the name of the floor. My stack is wrong. And he goes, it's not wrong, Smitty. I just counted it. I was there. How am I short 4.5 million chips? That's what no one else sees, but that's what the players at the table saw. 25 players, other than Men the Master, all asked to stop the clock. Everyone was behind me and everyone was against the floor. They
Wow.
said, and they just kept things rolling with the redraw. And he said, the dealer said they thought it was wrong. I said, I knew it was wrong. I said, Paul, come back here. He came back and said, we have to keep the tournament going.
Thank
And he
you
Wow.
that
said
for
they had
that,
to make it
ASG.
right. They ended up pausing the clock for 15 minutes to review the tape and do the redraw. Then they do the redraw, but the problem is I wasn't willing to move and go to the other table. I said I wouldn't do the redraw until my stack's correct. Men was the first one out of there. After 10 or 15 minutes, time was kind of standing still for me. They said they couldn't validate anything on the cameras and that I had to play with 10 million chips I had. I ran off and got in Paul's face, begging him and saying, this is wrong, it's simple math. It does, and then they say it does seem fairly straightforward to get this right. You have X amount in your stack and you go all in, you're called by two players and win. It's an easy triple up plus the blinds and antes. He goes, right. So I get dealt my first hand and everyone in the table agrees it's BS except for Men. He goes, did any of them
Thank
sweep
you,
the floor on your
ASG. I
behalf?
appreciate that.
He goes, yeah. So then he tries to stall the table while they're recounting again, and but then another player who he was friendly with said to me, Smitty, please, I'm short stacked, the blinds are going up fast, I know this sucks, but what are you going to do? We can't play zero hands. I realized I was right and I resumed playing with the chip stack I had. And then they come back and they say they're going to give me 1 million from Men's chip stack and 1 million from the other guy in the hand. And the other guy goes off the rails, and we're both saying this is the worst ruling of all time. And then it's basically what everybody knows from there.
That is bizarre.
ASG,
How do they get to 2 million? Like I mean, it was obvious it was 4 million. The bet was 4 point, I think 525, right? So how do they get to, oh, you owe just 2 million?
ASG, I
Like,
appreciate you sending me that article. It was right before we came on air, so I didn't have a chance to read it. So I'm glad you came in and read that because I think there's some pertinent facts in there. Mainly the fact that for me that play was stopped for several minutes. But what's a little disheartening for me on the same token is that um they weren't listening. Like they were more worried about getting the tournament back going than making it right. And that's a little concerning to me. Like, get it right. That's what your jobs are. The dealer screwed up. Fault lies in the dealer. And unfortunately, and then fault lies with the TD, who is more worried about getting the clock going again than making sure it's correct. And like Brian said, it was a 4 million something mistake and he's only getting $2 million correction. Like this whole thing is bullshit. Go ahead, Isaac.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. This whole thing's bullshit. It's just crazy. It's crazy, but it's not the only thing, right? I mean, I'm sure there's tons of other fuckery going on. Somebody was saying that too in some of the comments I read on other things, like, yo, people are using GTO Wizard left and right. Nothing is happening. Like,
Oh, I'm going to tell you, they may be getting away with it right now, but if they
yeah, some
keep it
major
up,
things
it's
gonna
good.
happen, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're going to end up getting our phones banned. The stupid idiots. Go ahead, Avi.
Yeah, especially playing the PLO in cash where the dealers are mostly Texas dealers, it's kind of clear that they're the worst people at the table at like, how much is the pot, that the poker players know better. And like, again, my point is that the blame was going here or there or there. if he's sitting in his chair watching this major situation, I do that. I would sit there and make sure the dealer gets it right because they get it wrong. That if he pointed out that error as it's, it doesn't happen with the chips in the middle of the pot. It's like, yo, where's the chips from him? And they go right over. But again, him doing that, him not being there at that hand, counting his chips before they're in front of him.
Yeah, but it's a $300 tournament. People should be having fun. People should be getting drunk and high-fiving. That's
well, they should,
$400,000 up top.
But you have to meet your responsibilities as a player and make sure your pot is correct, right? And you have to be sitting at that table and make sure what's going on is correct.
He said, "I'm short."
No, after he needed to be there when she was dragging it in.
Chips, and he goes, "This isn't the right amount."
He needed to be there when she was dragging it in and when Men was dragging his chips back. He needed to be there eyeballing what was going on at the tournament. The player definitely has responsibility here.
Then I suggest you watch some final tables of the main event where everybody's just high-fiving and then they just go count chips. The
final table at the main event is being policed by how many TDs to make sure the dealer, and they have a world-class dealer at that table making sure the job is done well. That's not the case in those outside tables in a $800 tournament or even a $5,000 tournament, whatever.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's entirely
up to the
fault of the tournament staff, not of the
well,
players.
The player has responsibility to make sure that they're keeping up with what's going on.
No, that is not his responsibility. That is the responsibility of the floor and the dealer.
And Sherry, this all started at the very beginning of the hand when the dealer didn't follow protocol.
I totally agree.
And the floor standing there didn't insist on it to pull the pot in and all of that.
But I, as a player, would have also said, "Hey, let's pull the chips in for the pot." Before we went
that's you and that's fine.
Guess what? This is what happens when you don't do it. This is what happens when you don't do it. And I advise people to keep up with what's going on in the hands that you are involved with.
One dealer to a hand. One dealer to a table is what I'm told anytime I suggest anything of that sort.
No. It's what Sherry's saying is great advice.
Yeah,
but the idea that this is in any way the player's fault
You're putting words in my mouth. I never said that.
I said that.
I never said that.
People have been said it's the player's responsibility to do things, and it's not their responsibility.
First of all,
it's not their responsibility.
I'm not gonna yell over everybody. Okay, first of all, I said it was the dealer's fault. And second of all, I said it's the player's responsibility to be keeping up with what's going on with a pot they're involved with. I didn't say it was the player's fault. I said it's their responsibility to keep an eye on what's going on at that table if they're involved in that hand, is my point.
The responsibility solely lives with the floor and the dealer.
I said,
and they're running it.
I said that it's the dealer and the floor's fault that this
I don't want to play a game where a guy's afraid to celebrate. Like,
I never
that's
said that.
not the game we want to play. Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying at all.
Ends up.
That's not what I'm saying
I need to watch. It's my responsibility. No, it's their responsibility 1,000%.
I said that the dealer, it's the dealer and the floor's fault, is what I said. But the player bears some responsibility, as in keep up with what's going on in a hand that you're involved with. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning, and I hope everybody's having a good and profitable summer so far. But I'm going to get on a soapbox real quick here. What are we talking about? Sherry's 1,000% right here. The player is responsible for their chips, action, and everything else. That's poker 101. This is an unfortunate situation, and clearly the dealer made a mistake. However, there are things in rule books that protect the players, like knowing where the chips lie, making an objection prior to the start of the next hand. How can you make an objection if you're not paying attention? And guys, I'll tell you, if I win a large pot like that, I'm celebrating too.
He did make an objection.
But when was the objection made? Was it made immediately?
Right away.
He said as soon as he got the chips, he said, this isn't how many I should be getting more chips.
Once
Okay,
he's
so
finished
perfect.
celebrating and went back to the table.
So pause the clock at that point, and I don't know what World Series did. I don't know what this hand is, but it's so funny that we look at the event that's supposed to be one of the most exciting in our industry, and I get it. It is. You have the most novice players, you have the most excitement, all this stuff, but with that comes a complement of dealers that are raw and fresh and new. You can't just leave them on an island alone, guys. Like and I understand these late game celebrations and moments, and Sherry's right. The main event or any final table, every Poker Go camera will catch everything. You can celebrate on those tables. You can go to your rail and talk strategy and stuff like that because we can reverse those hands. But in the open field where there's not a shit ton of cameras, like except for surveillance, yeah, you got to kind of stay close to the table and stuff like that and watch these things because, I mean, it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. And of course, 100% blame lies with the dealer. The dealer made a mistake. Or are we talking about the min to master hand? I'm going to clarify real quick.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are, Sean.
Sean, hang on. We've got the TD at the table now. So ASG, read through what happened. So he's so he knows.
Thank you. I appreciate
that. Because I spent a minute and a half begging and shouting for the floor to please come back to the table. I did go high five my rail and do the leg kick out of excitement, etc. Blah blah blah. Because what you don't see is I knew immediately my stack was short. It was 10.5 million that the dealer pushed to me, and not another second went by, not another hand, nothing. The only thing that was said was congratulations, players, final 27 redraw. And I said, whoa, hold up, Paul, who was the name of the floor. My stack is wrong. And he goes, it's not wrong, Smitty. I just counted it. I was there. Then how am I short 4.5 million chips? And then they go to the cameras and wait a while, and they said the cameras can't. They're waiting 10 to 15 minutes, and they said they can't validate anything on the cameras. Then I have to play with the 10 million I have. And then he argues more with the floor. And then somehow when they go back to the cameras again, they say that each of the other players owes him $1 million. And then the other guy who's not Men goes ballistic on that ruling. And yeah, that's kind of how it ended.
All right, yeah, man, I don't want to judge other people's operations in any way, but there's clearly moves here that could have been done differently, and I always say this before I talk about anything World Series related. That operation is so massive, I can't even imagine it. As many years as I've been in poker, it's just so hard to imagine all the cameras, all the surveillance, how they even do it. It's just mind-boggling to me. So I'm not gonna criticize them. Enough people do that online every day. But yeah, I mean, is it the dealer's fault? Yes. So basically, the all-ins happen, and then Men pulls his money back, and that's where the short happens. Is that what I?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So
that's what.
So I would say as players, you guys should put pressure on TDs, especially with the TD Summit coming up, to say that players can no longer pull their own money back out of the pot and then pay it out when the dealer gives them a count. That's some bullshit. If you push your money in the pot, leave it there, let the dealer correct the pot. Once you pull it back, this happens in cash games all the time, and I throw people out because I think they're thieving and I think they're taking a shot, but it's so hard in tournaments because it's just like part of the culture in the game to pull your chips back and go, okay, how much was it? 14.5, and then pay it out yourself. But the problem is that could you imagine doing that type of movement in table games? You get handcuffs on you. So I think the solution to the problem is we should probably change something. And I'll bring it up myself. This is an important hand. I'll bring it up myself at TDA. I will represent you guys and talk about this hand with Matt and Paul.
We lost you, Sean.
Oh,
Sean, we lost you. But I guess the point is
hopefully he comes back.
We can only recommend.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, sorry. Did I lose you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but I'm going to pull into Bellagio here in a second. I'm going to go in the tunnel, so I am going to lose you. But like I said, I think this is super important hand. I want to talk to you guys more about it. I'm sorry you had this shit experience. This is a tough one. I can't say that any poker room would have got this 100% right, but I think we should focus on the issue more than the situation. This is systemic. People pulling their money back out and then asking the dealer what the payment was. Fuck that. Leave your chips in. Let the dealer grab the stack. or let the dealer verbalize it to you and say it's 14.5, and then you can do the accounting. But this pulling your chips back and then like the dealer has enough things to deal with, especially at the World Series. 27 players left, all the pressure in the world. What if they're brand new dealers 6 months in? I don't know, man. It's a lot of shit. But
It's
like I
crazy.
said, guys, I
Well,
will bring this up at TDA for you guys, and I'm sorry you had this experience. Nobody wants to, I know it's not in my property, but it's still poker. It's still our community, and that shit sucks. So
what I would have liked to see, why doesn't the dealer pull the pot in? Like, why is it
again,
sitting
that's
out there for
that's a
them to?
systemic problem that we probably, because we push things
Yeah,
along in tournaments. We just tell the players, flip your hands
right.
over, it's all in, and then we'll do the accounting later. And maybe that's wrong. Maybe
Yeah,
we should go back to the old school of pulling all the bets in, making all the pots correct, making the side pots, the main pots, all that shit correct. Especially in these big tournaments like WSOP. This isn't $100
yeah,
daily. You know what I mean? These are big
right.
events, and these are big moments that you're going to have for the rest of your life now, a bad experience in poker, and that's shit to me. Whether it's a WSOP, one of my products, or anyway, like, we got to
Yeah,
fix this. So, like I said, guys, I'm literally pulling into the tunnel right now. I'm going to lose you, but I promise I will bring this one up at TDA, and I hope to see some of you guys there. Look up
I'll
the
be
dates. I can't
there.
remember. I'm driving. All
Thank you, Sean. I'll be there.
right.
Donna, go ahead.
all right, Sherry, so we got the ruling from the floor, and apparently he's on your side. I'll just admit that I don't think the ruling was right,
No, wait.
though.
No. I just want to be
Ruling was
clear.
absolutely
There's
right.
no sides. It's just we want it done right. You know what I mean? And we all
Yeah,
know the
yeah,
dealer made a mistake, and we all know that the TD
yeah,
made the mistake as well, right? And that responsibility as far as making it right and doing the right thing lies in the laps of those that are being paid to do that, right? Yeah.
100%.
So Donna,
Yep.
what did you have? Go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, I was told by TK, Tony Kendo, to never touch your chips once they have moved forward. That's down to the dealer.
Well, it is unless
Yes.
you want to be an angler like allegedly Min is, right? So, there's just people out there, Donna, that
I, I,
I get that. But
you're too
that's
nice, Sherry. I don't think he's an alleged angler. I think he's an alleged cheater, is what he
well, to me
is.
an angler is a cheater. So, that's just semantics.
It's a little nicer way to
Well,
say
cuz I'm a nice
so
person. Go ahead, Avi.
it.
Go ahead, Avi.
Yeah, yeah. Even though I was saying, like, talking about the player and his bearing of responsibility in the situation, that the WSOP should probably give this guy a ticket and stuff. Like, no matter what happened, I think for all parties that would be a good thing. And just kind of the point about him, not about this particular situation, but anyone. We're playing poker with people who, I mean, if you're playing right, you got to be a little psychopathic at the table. You got to not care about people's emotions because you're trying to take their money. Like, that's just kind of. So some people who are drawn to that are going to do shady shit. That's been the story of poker this whole time. And walking away from that table opens up the door, is like kind of my point. So, be careful out there is my point.
Good advice. Go ahead, ASG.
Yes, I just wanted to finish the end of this because another point comes in at the end of the interview. They said, "What else comes to mind when you reflect on the incident?" He goes, "I want to make sure that I take the high road, that it's just the kind of human I am, and we're all human. We all make mistakes. I just expect more from a system of checks and balances so that these issues don't happen. It probably happens at every World Series, and they probably deal with something like this every year, but there has to be a better way to do this in 2024. I also feel strongly that the person who robbed me of my chips has not always behaved in a way I hold myself in society. I feel very strongly about that. We're dealing with someone who has been in this situation before and yet continues to be allowed to play, and they penalize someone who has zero blemishes on their career. That is not fair." And they say, "Do you have any plans to escalate your concerns?" And he goes, "I will be planning something. I talked to a bunch of people. I know a lot of people in poker, and they feel pretty well connected. I just want to talk to them and figure out what can be done. I talked to some people that know Jack and said that they'd reach out. It's just a matter of what is the correct action here. Because I've been cheated, and I know that anyone who cheats in a casino is 86th. I'm really going to rely on my network to decide how to take action. I will not be returning to the World Series for the rest of the summer. I booked the next flight out of town. I don't want to be a part of it. I hope they do something about it. I really do. And if they don't, other people will just do the same thing. They'll take advantage of very tired and inexperienced dealers. This can happen to another Smitty, and it wouldn't be fair to that person.
It's so true. So his words could not be truer. And I'm going to tell you, maybe we need better cameras so that when they go to the camera, it actually shows what the hell is going on at that table. And, would that be costly? Yeah. But guess what? They make enough money to get better cameras, in my opinion. So there's that. Go ahead, Fats.
Sherry, I got to run out. I'll see you
Hey,
guys
good luck,
tomorrow.
bud.
Good luck,
Thanks. Bye bye.
good luck, Brian.
Just Sherry, I just wanted to
Appreciated.
point something out on your reference to an angler as a cheater. I believe an angler is somebody that likes to go fishing.
Yep. Good job. Good job for those that didn't know. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
You're a good man. That's
Appreciate that. Don't
You're
forget
welcome.
today at 4:30 Pacific time, we're going to have Brad Nesser on for a interview. That is today at 4:30. And we still hold hopes that good old Phil Hellmuth will stop by today. I said hopes, not our breath. Don't get it twisted. But how fun would that be if he honored us with the almighty presence? Want to talk about ladies events that are coming up. On June the 17th, there's a ladies event at the Wynn at 11 a.m., the 50K guarantee. On Sunday the 23rd at 11 a.m. at the MGM is a $240 buy-in, 20K guarantee. On Monday, June 24th, there is a ladies event at Orleans. It's a $400 buy-in at 11 a.m., 40K guarantee. Tuesday the 25th at 11 a.m., there's a ladies event at the Venetian. 600. I can't tell if it's 6 or 800. The ink has smeared on my printout, but it is a 50K guarantee at the Venetian. Also that evening at 6 p.m. is the WSOP Ladies Warm Up event at the Horseshoe, $150 buy-in. On the 26th is the 10 a.m. ladies event at South Point, a $400 buy-in. On Thursday, the 27th, is an 11 a.m. ladies event at the Aria. It is a $500 buy-in. They changed that guarantee from 50K to 75K, so that's awesome. On Friday, the 28th, is the WSOP Ladies Championship at noon. It's a 1K buy-in for the ladies and a 10K buy-in for the gentlemen. Also, go ahead, Avi.
can I give you a positive hand history from
Yeah,
today?
of course.
So I was already down and all steamy and tilted, and I was playing in a 20 big blind, $300 game, and I had 8, 4, 5, 6, and just basically it goes raise, call, raise, I call, raise, raise. We were all in. Me and someone else had 300. The other two people had a lot more. The flop comes 883, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And the turn was a 2 and the river was a 4. I had the fucking nuts. 8's full of 4s, $1,200 pot. Let's fucking go.
Let's go, Avi. Very good.
The 2 cards I wasn't playing would have won it too, the 5, 6.
So what are you playing next?
I'll probably play the $60 one that I'm used to. There was just like a really good table at 5 a.m. or something.
Good for you. You know what? I want to celebrate some other winners. Congratulations to Don Mayor, who is the winner of the ARIA $3,500 buy-in Bet MGM Poker Championship for $613,000. Also, a congratulations to Master, or I think it's Master or Mr. Lynch. Is it Master Lynch, maybe? Of Dallas, Texas, who was the outright winner in the deep stack at the Venetian. $800 no limit ultimate bounty, 100K guarantee. He took home the silver coin and 31,000 in casharoonie. Also, Edward Gwynn of Ireland bested a field of 394 entries to capture the BetMGM Aria Poker Classic event number 12, which was the $1,100 no limit mystery bounty. He took home $46,490 and he got 36,000 additional dollars for his bounty pools. So a total of $82,490 Edward is going to take back to Ireland. So that's exciting. Let me see, who's this? Oh, congratulations to Samuel Murata for winning Tuesday's $200 5K Guarantee Summer Series over at Resorts World and taking home $3,928. Also a winner at the Venetian was Jessica Ka. She took home fourth place for $37,512. And that was in the $1,100 no limit ultra stack tournament, number 29, that had a $500,000 guarantee. Also at the Venetian, Jimmy Lee took home sixth place for $21,000. He's from Canada and he was playing that $1,100 ultimate stack tournament as well. So just some winners from around town. I thought we would share. What else is going on with winners? Donna, what are you doing today?
I went out earlier with Maxine.
How'd that go?
I broke her Alexa.
You broke what?
I broke her Alexa.
Oh, why? Why'd you do that?
I broke 2 Alexas.
What are you doing to poor Alexa? What kind of questions are you asking Alexa? Maybe better be the question. Oh, Lord, maybe we don't want to know.
I asked.
Wait, I can address this.
Go ahead.
I think the way she broke it was Alexa got like her circuitry fried trying to understand what Donna was saying because they couldn't find a proper translator, and that's what caused it to overload and screw up.
Yeah, but it's actually the UK Alexa, so shouldn't the UK Alexa understand Donna?
No, yes. Not Donna. Nobody understands Donna. Don't.
I do.
Well, I asked for Magic Mike Pony.
Wait, Magic Mike Cooney?
Pony.
Oh, Pony. Pony. It's like, what the fuck?
Did you say Magic Mike Horny?
Now we know why Alexa Scott went broke.
That's it.
And then she started playing Magic Mike, the film.
Of course she did. You got her all confused.
And then Maxine tried to say, Alexa, stop. And she wouldn't stop. So I tried it. So she went to a second one and tried it. And it wouldn't work. So I broke Alexa.
I think did Alexa turn to you and say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I totally broke Alexa. It would have been a little bit too hot and steamy for her.
Oh my God, you are too funny. How much were you two drinking before you started to play with Alexa?
We weren't even drinking. That's funny part about it. We only had a coffee this morning.
Okay.
And then we went out town and went shopping.
Good.
And then we went for a drive in the car, went to the countryside, went to the pub.
Good.
I'll be doing my...
See, she snuck in there. We weren't drinking, but now she just said they went to the pub. Which is it?
I went to the pub and drank Coca-Cola.
Sure you did.
Because I'm driving.
Sure you did.
And my last ever for 11 weeks will be on Tuesday. My last ever road trip for 11 weeks will be on Tuesday. So Tuesday night is going to be fun. It's going to be
Yeah,
lots of
good.
dancing, lots of laughing, lots of singing, ending up at a pub, then going round countryside.
Good. Sounds
So
like
I'm
fun.
looking forward to it.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys are enjoying those rides. It's exactly what the doctor ordered, as they say. A few days back, it may have even been a week or two, I don't really remember, but I was talking about some rakes and how much different places are raking this summer out of their tournament buy ins. And I promised that I would look up the WSOP, which I have. So I'm just going to give you some examples of the rakes that the WSOP is taking. So their 10 o'clock tournament is a no limit monster stack, $1,500 buy in. It has an 11% rake. The Horseshoe High Roller 50K buy in has a 4.5 rake. The $250 deep stack is a 20% rake. The RAS $1,500 buy-in is a 11% rake. Let me look. The $400 deep stack is a 17.5% rake. The daily landmark 580 landmark buy-in is a 13.8% rake. So that just gives you some idea. And I'm just cruising. I just printed 1, 2, 3, 4, the next 5 days tournaments. And the highest rake that's being taken is for that daily deep stack, that $250. Oh, no, I beg to differ. I just saw one. The highest rake that I see is the daily 10 p.m. $135 buy-in is a 22% rake. The $200 deep stack is a 22.5% rake. So there you go. Just some examples, as promised, of the rakes at the WSOP. Go ahead, Fats.
No, I was going to say I always looked at the rakes, and actually the best way to, if you want to get an idea of how much money the World Series is raking out of the tournaments, they basically rake second place money out of every tournament.
Well, that's a good way to describe it. So thank you for that information. Go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, you was asking me why PokerStars withdrew from the Czech Republic.
Yes.
It's the Czech Republic's been discussing implementing new regulatory changes in its poker markets. On January the 1st, the Gambling Act and the Act on Gambling Tax announced an amendment that significantly affects poker rooms in the country. Following this announcement, PokerStars decided to withdraw from the country. Party Poker left the market last year in response to the talks about the regulatory changes, but PokerStars held out. It says the branding cites impending regulatory changes in the Czech Republic as the reason. It says it would cease all operations by June 20th. Czech players received an email about this decision. They said the email stated that players could continue using the service until the 20th of June when the brand surrenders its license. So there you go.
Well, thank you for that update, Donna. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you, because I certainly was curious about that, because that's a pretty big move for an online company to pull out of a country they've been in for a while. So appreciate that update. Go ahead, ASG.
Yeah, it's custom on laptop. I've been meaning to tell you about it all week, but I've never been on my laptop, so
no worries.
I thought, well,
we get to it eventually, Donna. It's good.
Yeah, get round to it.
Yeah, we do. Go ahead, ASG.
So yeah, I just also wanted to mention when you talk about those rakes, a lot of them, specifically the World Series, I'm not sure about other ones, say how much of that is going to dealers and staff. So if that's what they're going to do for taking it out of the prize pool ahead of time for dealers and staff, then don't complain later about how much you're being tipped on a first or second place win if it's already coming out of that end.
Right, right. And, if you look at the structure sheets down at the bottom in the fine print, it usually describes in detail the breakdown of what they're taking out and where that money's going. So check your structure sheets, folks, and you will get more information than you probably wanted to know in some cases. But I appreciate that information, ASG, for sure. Well, anybody have anything? I'm going to go around the horn. I think tomorrow's Saturday, right? I think Sunday morning, just for those of you that enjoyed the trivia, I think Sunday morning we're going to focus a little more on trivia this coming weekend. So if you like the poker trivia and, the fact that we have cheaters amongst us, um, Sunday morning is the day you want to come because we will definitely be doing trivia that morning. And it's just for funsies. We're not giving away anything because, we just want to have fun playing trivia. And it would be too hard to keep track of who's doing what and winning the prize. So I just chose to just have fun with it and shit talk and all that kind of stuff. So Sunday morning, I would say, is going to be a little bit more of the trivia. Definitely have our coverage as well, but if you like the trivia, stop by Sunday morning. Go ahead, Isaac.
I'll have my Google ready.
Number one cheater is ready, and
Number two cheater will be ready too.
Donna's number two. But just for the record, we are just having fun. Nobody's cheaters. Well, Donna. But anyway, nobody's cheaters.
I had that page up already.
and we're not Googling during the trivia because it is just for fun to see what people know. So no Googling, please. Honor system. Because don't spoil the fun. But I'm going to go around the horn to our speakers to see if anybody has anything else they'd like to bring up, comment on, or whatever. And then we're going to sign off. So, Fats, I'm going to let you go first.
I think I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. ASG, I'm going to let you go next.
For anybody who's been keeping up with Tice versus Becker, right now it's Tice at negative 13,128, and Becker is in the positive with 3,643. He was able to get in the positive by going 7th place in the Venetian tournament for 16,000. So it'll be interesting to see if by the end of the summer, if somebody wins by being less negative than the other one.
ASG, for those that may not know, could you give us a little background about what the competition is between the two of them?
Sure. They are cross-booking each other's action, which means however much you won, the other person has to pay you, and if you're in the negative, that means you need to pay. So right now, there's Becker is ahead, but this is for all events 10K or under the entire summer while the World Series is going on. The final table that Landon made in Florida that finished up in Vegas did not count, which is his big score. So unfortunate for him, that doesn't count towards the bet. So right now there's about a $16,000 difference between Becker and Tice, which seems like a lot for us normal folk, but for the amount they're playing, definitely is anybody's match at this point.
Awesome. Thank you for that update and description. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Fats. Fat's proverbial hand is always stuck in the air. Go ahead, bud.
That's for exercise. I'm doing that. I do that for exercise.
I love it.
No, I just want to say I'm almost at a final table in the $16.50 2K guaranteed. We're down to 11.
Let's go. And good luck to you, Barry. I see you in the goo. Good luck. Take it down, my friend. Take it down. I'm adding Raja. Raja, as soon as you can come on up, go ahead, Raja. What you got for us?
I had a question. I don't know if anyone has done this, probably not, but I have a flight at 1 a.m. today. So I've got to be at the airport probably, I would say, by 12 to
Yep.
have a chance at making the gate and all that. So I'm thinking about playing this monster stack and looking at the schedule. It's day one, day two's Monday, so I can technically come back for that if I were to bag. If it's supposed to end at 11:35 is when you're supposed to bag.
Right.
Does anyone know what happens if I just leave and not bag and maybe put my name on my chips? Do you think
Okay.
just bag it
I'll
for
bag
me?
them for you.
Yeah, they will. They'll
Oh,
bag it for you.
okay.
Yeah, because if you look and sometime at the list of the chip count list, sometimes you'll say, it'll be like Sherry Pluskota, 250,000 in chips. Then the next person, it'll be unknown, 200,000 in chips. So yeah, they'll definitely bag it for you.
Okay. I might do that then.
Good luck, bud.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
Keep us updated
congratulations on
as
your run
always.
yesterday.
Yeah, that was fun. Maybe we'll
Awesome.
lucky today too. We'll see.
Yeah, I love it. Go get them, bud. All right, Isaac, you got any last comments or topics or?
First, let's go JBEX. 2, I am playing a satellite tomorrow. The GBG 500 is tomorrow. Wish me luck, y'all. Besides that, Sherry, I'll see you in space later, and I hope y'all have a good day.
Thank you. I'll see you during that 4:30 interview with Brad Messer. Go ahead, Donna. Any last comments or topics or?
Yeah, I've tagged you into a post. Do not lie. You might need your tenner for that one. But Barry, good luck, my darling. Wishing you the best of luck. Raj, good luck to you. Fats, take it down. And Asimov, good luck, sweetheart. You've got this. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for contributing. Thank you to my bestie, Sherry, my Thelma and Louise, US. And I will speak to you all later. Hopefully, if I'm not asleep.
Yep. Love you, my friend. Thank you for the kind words and everyone that's joined us and those that are going to listen on replay. We appreciate you. And we look forward to hearing your success stories on and off the felt. But if you're on the felt today, good luck. And we will see you today at 4:30. Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.